Okay, given an unsorted array of non-negative integers, find a continuous subarray which adds to a given number. So for example, say we have 1, 4, 20, 3, 10, and 5. And maybe our target sum that we want to find is 33. Then that is going to be between positions 2 and 4, because 20 plus 3 plus 10 is 33. So let's think about how to do this. I think that what we will do is start at the beginning of the array and also keep track of our ending index for our sum. We can start it at position 1 because we're going to put a check in for if the array is equal to 1. We can check if that is the target, and if it is, then great. If it's not, then we know there's no target sum. So we'll start at 1 and for E, and then we'll keep track of this sum. So we'll have starting, ending, and sum. And what we'll do is just keep a run at it. So if start is at 0, E is at 1, sum would start at 1 plus 4, which is 5. And then we would kind of look at it and say, is the sum equal to the target? It's not. Is sum less than the target? Yes, it is. So we know that we need to increase E. Okay, and then we would look at that again, and E is at 2. Then the sum would become the value at E plus sum, which is 25. And then S is still at 0. And you say, is 25 less than 33? It is. So we want to, again, increase E. To 3. Okay. And then we add that 3 to the sum. So 25 plus 3 is 28. And it's not equal to the target. It's less than the target. So we need to increase E again. Now E is 10. Okay. So, and that was when E was 3, S was still 0, but now E is 4. It's at the 10. 10 plus 28 is 38. Okay, 38 is actually bigger than the 33. So we know we want to keep E where it is, and we want to actually increase S, because obviously we want to remove what's at S. So we move here. We've increased S. Before we increased S, we needed to delete it from sum. So we subtract the 1 from the sum at 37. And S was increased to 1, and E stays at 4. Okay, and so now we look at the 37. Is that greater than, less than, or equal to target? It is still greater than. So again, we need to subtract S from the current sum. So that would be 33. And increase S by 1. So now S is at 2, and E is still at 4. And then we look at it and we say, okay, is sum equal to target? Yes, it is. And so now we know that we have our indices that include the total sum go from 2 to 4, and the sum was found. So let's go ahead and do this in some code. So start out here. Oops. I don't want to go right into the for loop. Let's go ahead and declare the function first. We'll say public. We'll just write a printout statement inside the function, so nothing to return. Find the target. and it's going to take in an array of integers. Okay, so first we want to do some basic checks. We need to make sure that our array is not null. Is equal to 0, then we're going to throw an exception with, array can't be null or something. Okay, else if the array length is 1 and it's equal to target and array dot length, not array length, if the array at 0 is equal to target, then we return, or we're not returning, but we're going to write console write target was found between, or we can actually just say at 0, at index 0. And that reminds me, we really needed to pass in the target sum along with this, because we are not just making it up ourselves. So we have the target now. Okay, and then otherwise we can go into our algorithm after we go through those base cases there. And so what we want to do first, we need some variables. So we need the start, and that starts at 0. We need an end, which equals 1, and we need a sum. And we'll start that at the first value of the array. Okay, so what we're going to do is go into a loop and start checking. So we can start I at 1, since we already included the first value. I is less than array.length I plus plus. Okay. So first we want to look and we want to figure out if the sum does not equal the target, we want to add the sum plus the array at value E, or at index E. So if sum does not equal target, we want to have sum, I'm going to add to sum array at E. All right. Then if sum is less than the target, we know we want to increase E, because we need to keep adding things to it. If sum is greater than target, then we know we need to do a couple things. We know we need to subtract. We know we need to subtract the number that's at S from sum. We want to do that first before we go ahead and increase S. Okay, then lastly, if the target equals sum, we want to print out that we found it. Right? Target found. from S to E. Okay, and then we can break out of our for loop. Whoop. And end that if, and I'm out of room, but if we end there and we have an end for our function. And so let's go ahead and test this out. Oh, and that's what, okay, we can't end the function yet. I just realized we completely forgot the condition for if we don't find anything. So we get done with our else statement, basically. And then before we exit the function, we need to go ahead and we'll just make an extra little column here for the rest of the function. We need to have a condition. So if E ends up being greater than array.length minus 1, then we know we didn't find anything. We basically went through our whole for loop. E ended up greater, and we didn't find anything. So we'll just say console.write target not found. Okay, and then that will be the end. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, we can go ahead and we'll just keep our target at 33. So we start off, and first we look, is array.length equal to 0? No, it's not. If it's 1 and it's equal to the target, we found it. And then otherwise, we're going to go into our other else condition and get this thing solved. So s equals 0, e equals 1, and sum is array at 0, which is 1. So, and I guess we should keep track of I as well. We'll just tack it on the end here, which isn't ideal, but out of room. So, and I starts at 1. So, if sum, and well, let's go ahead and put array length 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's 6. So we just can keep track of that. Okay, 1 is less than 6. We go in. If sum does not equal target, which sum does not, we can do sum plus equals array at E, and E is at 1. S is at 0. So 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay. And then we can go in. If sum is less than target, which it is, E++. So let's increase E. Okay, E is now 2, S is still 0. If sum is greater than target, it's not. And if target equals sum, it does not. So we go back through I++, and 2 is less than 6. So sum does not equal target. So 5 does not equal 33. Sum plus equals array at E. Array at E is 20. So now sum is 25. If sum is less than target, okay, 25 is less than 33, then E++. So we're going to increase E. Okay. And if sum is greater than target, it's not. So S is staying at 0. If sum is equal to target, it's not. Okay, so then I++, 3 is less than 6. So if sum is not equal to target, sum is 25, that does not equal 33, then we need to add array at E to the sum, which is now 28. So if sum is less than target, 28 is less than 33, we know we need to do an E++. So we will increase that. And if sum is greater than target, it's not. So S is staying at 0. And they are not equal to each other. So I++. And we get 4 is less than 6. So we keep going. Sum does not equal target. It does not. 28 doesn't equal 33. Sum plus equals array at E. So if E is equal to 4, then that's 10. So 28 plus 10 is 38. 38 is not less than target. So E is going to stay the same. If sum is greater than target, which yes, it is, then we need to do two things. We need to make sum minus equal array at S. So subtract 1 from 38, we get 37. And S++. So S now becomes 1. There. And if target equals sum, it does not. So I++. So now I is 5. 5 is less than 6. So we keep going. And if sum does not equal target, 37 does not equal 33. Maybe we need like a condition in here that says and is not greater than the target. Let's look at that. Because otherwise, we go in and we say 37, we would be adding to some array at E, we'd be adding the 10 again. So we don't want to do that. So let's add in a condition here to say, and sum is not greater. Oh, that's not really what we would do. We would say sum is less than the target. Okay, then sum plus equal array to E, but we don't want to add to it. So, because E is at 4, we don't want to add the 10 again. So if sum is less than target, E++, we're not doing that. If so, E stays at 0. If sum is greater than target, which it is, then we need to, and S had moved to here. Then we need to subtract S, so we get 33, and then increase S. Okay, so now S is there at position 2. And oops, E was 4, not 0. Okay, so we go down if target equals sum. So yes, target does equal sum of 33. So we console.write, the target is found between 2 and 4, which is exactly what we expected, between 20 and 10. And that does equal 33. So this is a linear solution with an O of n complexity because we are just going through the array one time. And I think that's probably the most efficient way you can do this. This solution works with only non-negative integers. If we had negative integers in our array, we would have to take a different approach.